There we go. We're back. Ugh. More homework. Woo! Now you guys are excited to learn more about the Oracle of the Year. Woo! I guess we'll start with Eman again, just cause we can. So I'm in charge of the stream. All right. And you know, we have to do Hypixel content sometimes, or else no one's ever gonna watch. All right. We are back up and running. Oh yeah, I can turn my camera on again, I guess. All right. Cool. Why am I doing Eman so much is actually a good question. I genuinely do not know why I wanted to do Eman. Couldn't tell you. All right. It's just been kind of fun. Go bald? No. I don't think I will. Do I have everything? Well, I'm not using an Enderman pet, which is a issue there. What's up? 9 nethercraft. Alright, we're about to spawn one. Hopefully we get a mini so I can just instantly spawn it. Because it is so much faster when you have a mini. Or 2 or 3. First like on the stream. Let's go. Make sure to like the stream, guys. Alright. Let's do some Eman with the scuffed setup. It's not really that scuffed. It works pretty well. The only thing is I can't face skip, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter, but it's not the end of the world. I'm not going for Eman 9. Second like on the stream. All right, who's gonna be the third? Third like on the stream. All right. I will do 3 bosses. I'm gonna drop a core right now, by the way. Core next boss. It's guaranteed. Keep getting an error code. Re-download the version you're running, whatever it is. Try running a different version. If not, just completely delete everything. Version-wise. And if that doesn't work, just make a backup of your worlds and then delete Minecraft, restart it. See what mods are causing the problem. I'm at like 104k Eman XP, pretty much. Almost nothing. Barely at Eman 7. We're gonna get a core. It's happening. Because it's deserved. We've worked so hard. We've done so many bosses. I mean, it's our time, you know? We deserve this. Free judgment core and free handle. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I want a free judgment core and a handle. There's no way he's there's no way he's capping. No way. I mean, it is Mr. Jason, but I still think he's capping. See, can I get it down in one? Yeah. What did he say? I actually don't know what he said. Okay, paper version will come to your doorstep. Ah, okay, okay. The real life version is cheaper than the in-game one. It's easier to 3D print it than actually drop one in-game. I always thought that was funny with CSGO knives. When you'd be looking at the prices and it's like, this is cheaper in real life by a lot than it is to get this virtual just pixels. But, you know, they were cool looking knives. I'm not gonna debate that. It's just always funnier. Like, I could buy like 15 of these for the price of one stat-tracked factory new knife. And you know the fun thing? Yeah, no core. The summoning eye, though, it's kind of nice. When you buy a knife, it's always factory new. Every time. And in real life, you can stat track it pretty easily. Just put a little notch on it each time. It's not like you're going to be getting that many kills, you know? So, it's not really a concern there. Unless you are getting, like, a ton of kills, then you might need to get some custom stat tracking software uploaded onto it. I feel like you'd have bigger concerns at that point, too. Yeah, see, I don't have to imagine, because that's what I'm doing. I should get some mana, put down this. Whenever I can afford it. There we go. Do-do-do-do-do. Die! 148. How much damage do you have to actually do to skip? Like, what's the cutoff amount? Is it like under, I mean, it's got to be close to that, like 140k, maybe? I'm not sure. But like the specific amount of damage you have to do. When Iron Man? You mean anti-investor? Never. What's a Void Conqueror worth? Like 200k? 450. Ooh. I feel like the only reason it has value is people probably manipulate it. I don't know who would be buying it when there's so much supply. It's kind of the thing with pet skins. You only buy them if there is no supply. Combo, woo! Get out of here. Butterfly him, woo! Skill issue, skill issue, skill issue. Anyway, let's kill it. Probably had to uninstall Minecraft after that. Poor guy. Next boss I get core? You mean right now? Okay, so how much damage do I actually have to do? Like I can get it down to 150 or so. Do I have to get it below 150? Is that like the goal? Because it would be nice to have a goal to work towards damage-wise. Because if I'm super close, then I will try doing stuff like, you know, goggle swapping and stuff. but not formal per right click, but I mean how much Norless. I use Endstone, and that's how. Gab the one. Let's go. Gab the one. Guess what? You owe me 500 mil. I have remembered. And welcome back to the stream. I haven't seen you in a while. I figured you've been busy, and so have I, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to have to send the IRS after you. Still in the bazaar. Let's go. So if I need to do 4 mil per click, which I can do just by helmet swapping, let's try it. Let's try it one more time, because I should be able to do it on paper, technically. It should be doable. The question is, can I do it? Because like damage-wise, I can do the damage required. Come on. Did I do it? No, 146. That's more damage than I did last time. Because I do over 4 mil a hit when I'm goggle swapped. The problem is... Yeah, I do 4.5. Problem is I'm slow at swapping, and then... Yeah, slow at swapping is the main one. Nope. Nope, nope. And I have high CPS. Problem really is speed. Yeah, like I definitely hit the Hyperion CPS limit. Yeah, because when I like hit swap, do quite a bit of damage. I mean, I don't have I have an Enderman on right now because I'm spawning it, but I just want to get one phase skip. It's really hard with the problem with shadow goggles because I don't have Cat at 28. If I had Wither goggles, I guarantee I could do it so much easier because that's a 10% damage buff. I'd be doing 5 mil a hit with it. But instead, I'm limited to this, which only makes me do 4 point something mil. Which, yeah, 10% buff is genuinely all I need to be able to do this. But I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, so pretend I switched. 145. That's lower. I feel like if I get it below 140, it's probably enough, but... Okay, we will prepare mentally. Oh, it didn't move. No! It moved. Darn. Yeah, just too much of a skill issue to do it currently. Oop, and that's my chest plate. Dead. Or not. Yeah. Come to island? Oh, okay. I shall. Let's get some money, guys. Ooh. Loot. Alright, I'm here, Gab. Gabe, Gab. Gab the one. Ooh, we got just 5. Gab the one is on. I agree. I agree. It's a base stance. 24 viewers again. So what we do is we lure you in with Skyblock. Then we switch over to the studying. Make you stay. Make you learn about the cranial nerves. Yeah, it might if I got execute 6. How much is execute 6 right now? 35. Oh, there's only 2. You have no cookie. That's scary. I know a way to kill him. Fire veil. Just kidding. If I'd prosecute 6, it might do the difference. 496 coins. Scammed. 496 mil. Yes. Thank you, good sir. You know what? Let's waste that money right now. How much is prosecute 6? 89 mil to insta-buy. That's fine. That's exactly, I mean, you're 4 mil off. That doesn't matter. You're good. Let's buy execute 6. I've wanted it for a bit anyway. Wasting 15 mil because I'm impatient. Woo! Mini's nicked on my island? No way. No way. All right. Let's see how much of a difference this makes. I feel like it won't. It might let me skip final phase at least. I might be able to skip the final phase. Thank you, Gab. Strong dragon, and no. The only time it matters is superior. And even then, it's only like 500k. Because I don't have the gear right now on me to get first. Okay, let's see with execute 6 if the damage difference is enough. No, fumings doesn't help. Right? Mage damage? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Literally nothing else would help me except for some very, very small changes accessory-wise. The only big one is Wither Goggles. That would make a big difference. But I don't have time to go for Kata 28 right now. It's not super quick. It's not long, but it's a couple hours. So our damage is definitely going to be lower at first. But hopefully using this we'll be able to skip final phase. That's my goal. Okay, so got it done 149. It's about the same. But the goal here is on the lower phases, like near the end of its life, would be, oh my gosh, took a lot of damage there. A lot of damage there. Like this one. Hopefully we can skip this final phase. Come on, let's see. No, 1 mil. Okay, it's possible. I needed a single hit more. If I just used a fire veil, I would have been fine. Single hit, so that's possible. That's so doable. Only thing I need to do is just hold this closer, honestly. So I'm gonna hold my fire veil closer, because then for these, I'm just gonna use end stone, and then this is for when I'm actually like swap. Yeah. We're chilling. Because the damage near the end, you see that? 4.86 mil Scorching Stone on tier 5 beacon. I am not. I don't even know what my beacon's on. Well, I don't have a tier 4. I think I have a tier 3 beacon maybe. Because I don't have Heart of the Mountain for it. Yeah, tier 3, it's on ability damage. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's still powered even. Cool. I could get a singular extra. What's the Scorching Power Stone? Oh, it's extra 20%. So it'd be an extra 0.8 if I did that. Bejeweled Handle. Okay, let's buy a tier 4 beacon, I guess. Just cuz. 15 mil. Okay, tier 3. Tier 4. The small differences. Small differences. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to pretend that it was because of all these little upgrades, but really, it was probably just like Execute 6 and then being better. But so we need to power this again, which is with what, power crystals? 38 mil for a stack of that. That's expensive. Very, very expensive. 4 ability damage, and then what's the power? Or it's just scorched. Oh no, you have to, this is the fuel. Got it. And it lasts for 48 hours. Okay, well, we'll buy one. 2 mil. That's not too bad. So I guess I didn't need the other fuel. Oh, you have to clear the fuel, so I just wasted 38 mil? Okay, whatever. We're not going to use it then. It is fine. 1.88 mil. Or 1.88 mil. Okay. We're going to skip the final phase without it. I'm not doing that. Yeah, well, I don't have the, I can't use the relic, so I'm using artifact right now. Okay, so all these little, tiny little buffs, because that's about all I can do until I upgrade my, well, yeah. I guess if we wanted to do something even crazier, I could put like a textbook on my E-Drag. That would do it, I guess. Right, like textbook would do that. What else am I missing? Glistening on this. Give me an extra little bit. So the main difference right now is that I'm actually going to use the Fire Veil. And that should be enough. Technically, as long as I don't skill issue. Just want to get one skip. One skip. That's all I'm looking for. All right. Okay, so the goal here is if I go like this. Oh my gosh, damage. I shouldn't even try on these ones, honestly. Just the final phase when I have execute fully proccing. That is the goal. Just the final phase. Got a dude in Mastiff just trying to get in the way. Luckily, for RCM, it's pretty hard to actually cause problems. Okay, so we gotta go through one more hit phase. And then it's time to try it. So hit phase and then RCM. Oh, I didn't do it. Well, I didn't even get the buff. None of those were stacked. So I guess I wasn't shifting when I was hitting it. Dang, that sucks. Because it should have been well over... What's my damage? Yeah, the damage should have been like 4.6, 4.7 mil. Textbook just gives 100%? Oh, increase it by 100%. Okay, well... I guess nothing then would buff it. Nothing I can do there. Oh well. Definitely could have done that if I had just not... Like if I shifted before, so then I would have gotten the damage buff. Yeah. Yep. Oh well. I will try that again later. It's definitely doable. I don't know if it's doable enough to be like worth worrying about without wither goggles, because it's like so tight, the difference between doing it correctly and not doing it. Also, let me refill my G-Drag. There you go. Now we actually have a max G-Drag. Woo. Okay. Let's see what the damage is. I really wish wither goggles still worked without unlocking them. So sad. What other buffs can I possibly do? If I do have this one on, what else was it? Burst stopper. This would increase my magic power a little bit. Could get a Pandora's box and do some of that, but it's expensive. And I wouldn't be able to do very much of it yet. Ring of power. Yeah, not really anything, to be honest. Oh, these are all on attack speed, aren't they? Oh, because I am doing Fire Veil. I mean, I am meleeing. Yeah, I already switched it to magic. To ability damage in the beacon. So the question then is, if I switched all of my accessory reforges from attack speed, because I'm using attack speed so that when I'm using the atom split and this, I get 83 attack speed, which is like decent. It's close enough to 100. Let's see. Firstly, I'm kind of curious what my damage would be with melee before I do some more homework. Because I never... What are my stats? They're going to be super unbalanced, right? 1,006. Yeah, really bad. But we're using a giant sword, so... Okay, 7, 9. I don't have a melee setup anymore because I switched my Crimson to Aurora. So I'm pretty sure this is actually my best. Unless this is better. Yeah, I guess. Don't even have Fierce on this. Pretending that this was good. This would be that. If I put at least Fierce on this. Just curious what my melee would be with this. Yeah, I know, it's horrible. Horrible Crimson. But I don't want to switch my Aurora over, obviously. And I don't feel like buying a new set yet. So I'm just going to run with this just because I'm slightly curious right now. If I was going to actually do a melee setup, I would make a real melee setup. Yeah, and then I'd have another like 200 intel. There's a few little upgrades, but at the end of the day, I should just get Cat at 28 and then I'd be chilling. Okay, so just without any real anything, we're doing what, 700k? I mean, we still one tap, but on the wall, I'm surprised that actually procced, like against the wall. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad damage, but it's definitely pretty horrible gear, you know? Well, yeah, Buckles, what do you expect? I'm not going to switch over my Aurora right now, and I don't have a Necron set right now, so This is my AF King armor. I don't know. It's higher than I was expecting, to be honest. Without any armor, what do we do? What are my stats too? They're gonna be super unbalanced. 869. Without anything, I do 500k hit. Not bad, to be honest. Ghost with no armor. New meta, guys. You just use an endstone sword, and you just run around. New meta. Oh my gosh. We're OP. You actually totally could do that, like endstoning around, because you don't need mana when you're down there. That would work better than it should. Especially if I switched that to Contagion. To Veteran Mana Pool. He had 10-10? That's disgusting. You should never do that. But also, if you're getting Veteran 10 stuff, don't soulbound it. Just don't star it. Because you're using that for spawning a boss anyway. Just leave it base tier and then you can sell it to people. At least you should have done that before Slayer trading was disabled. Because at first, people would have paid billions and billions and billions for Veteran 10 stuff. Because no one else would be able to sell it. So you'd have like a monopoly on it. Anyway, no armor. Woo! New meta. Why does it work so well? Just kidding. But it's surprising how little damage they do if you have Siphon. I warped out on me 4 times. That's funny. Well, I mean, I wasn't really doing anything. Just trying a couple quick bosses. Alright, put that away. Time to do some homework. The guys that were here earlier, you already know what's happening. Everyone else, we're studying for my practical tomorrow. So, suck it. Also, buckles. My setup is still so scuffed with Wither Goggles, but like I'm getting up there for damage wise. I don't know if you saw my damage earlier, but like my RCM damage is getting very respectable. E-drag, my 2.3. Oh, because I switched this from prosecute to execute. So I have execute 6, not prosecute. So it's actually a lot lower now. Never mind. It's not as impressive when you have execute. Darn. I wanted to see the high ticks. Good gear though. Spend a lot of money on it. And now we study. Wrong one. This one. Beautiful. My hair platinum? No, it's just the lighting. Turn my video off so I can eat more ramen. Y'all don't get to see me eat. Okay. So, what was I going over before? Okay, we were on this. 44 out of 87. Should we finish it? That is the question. Learning with camera mind. Leave cam on. What do I get? Oh, I already showed the food earlier. I'll show it again. So I made very good chopspaghetti ramen, and I added a little bit of peanut butter, sriracha, sesame, soy sauce, and then like a seasoning thing. And it's very good. But no video of me actually eating it. There's no proof that I ate this, Buckles. You have no video of me eating it. All right. Structure at the tip of the arrow. Not 1,000,000,000% sure. I think this is just the thalamus, but okay, cool. I didn't Tyler want it. No. Okay, so this is the olfactory bulb. Since it's not saying nerve, so it means the bulb. Structure. Down here. So I think this is just the mammillary body. No? Oh, it's the peduncle. Really? Okay. I guess that makes sense. So the peduncle is only on one side. Pretty sure. Yeah. And it's where the pituitary gland attaches. It's like right underneath of it, I mean. Structure. I mean, it's not saying nerve. We really want the structure. So it's not right in the optic chiasma. So it really just looks like the optic nerve, but I don't think that's what it wants. So it does want the optic chiasma? Okay, this is misleading. The chiasma is in the middle. This is the nerve, unless it actually just wants the root. But let's see. Optic tract. Oh, that's so weird. That is... Hey. The title says homework Eman, then homework, then Eman. This is the homework section. Anyway, so optic tract. I guess that makes sense, but I didn't know that. All right, so next thing, structure. This is so we have the superior and the inferior colliculi. So it was the like the quadramina colliculi, right? Oh no, this is just the pineal gland? Oh, so I guess that's this. I know nothing. Apparently I know nothing. That's why we're studying. Okay, so the pineal gland I thought was a little higher up, but guess not. And then nerve at the tip of the arrow. So olfactory, optic, oculomotor. Is this just oculomotor just already? I think it is. It is not. Wait, so trigeminal's the big one. So then, okay, since they removed the pituitary, then right here would be oculomotor. And then since oculomotor's there, trochlear is this little one. I guess you can't even see it. Yeah, you can't see the trochlear. And then trigeminal's right after it. It's so hard when you can't see the previous nerves, because that's kind of what you use for your basis. So this is the pineal, and these are the ones I was talking about. So the specific structure is the inferior colliculi, which I didn't spell right, but pretending I did, which they want colliculus, I think. But yeah, it's the same thing, same answer. So this is the pineal, and this is the superior, inferior, and then both of these together is the quadramina corpus, or quadramina corpa, yeah. Corpa quadramina, so the other way, corpa quadramina. Wait, corpora. I'm not saying that right at all. Anyway, corpora quadramina. That is better. Okay, so thick fibrous. Yeah, the thick layer, dura. So structure at the tip of the arrow. So medulla, pons, and then this one is the one I don't remember the name of, but it's the peduncle. Yeah, because then it's the right underneath. We were looking at it earlier. It's right underneath of where the pituitary gland is. It's just so hard to tell from the different angles. That's the main reason I'm reviewing this all, is because at each angle, it's a different view, which makes it harder to remember. So this one is the corpus callosum on the top, and then I actually haven't gone over the bottom. So the bottom little part here of this arch is the fornix. The top is the corpus callosum, and then this bit of brain that goes around all of that is the cingulate gyrus. But I forgot that this is the fornix. Fornix is an easy one to remember once you've seen it. So ridges are gyruses. Nursing. So pre-nursing right now. Cerebellum, unless it's asking for the white structure. So the white structure is the arbor vitae, which means tree of life. And Spanish or another language, close to Spanish because tree is arbor. Lobes, tip of the arrow. It's hard to tell from this exact which specific one they want, but it's going to be parietal lobe. Structure, like in Crystal Hollows. Okay, so this is that same thing from earlier, but a completely different view. So the pair of structures at the tip of the arrows is the inferior colliculi. So 2 L's, I guess, again, because I'm dumb. But this one is I instead of us, because I guess it just wants 1 on the other one. So colliculi. These ones, I actually do need to know. And it's the ganglia. It says it's the stripy part near the front of the brain, anterior. So basal ganglia. Yeah. I knew that, but I did not know that at the same time. Transverse fissure. Structure at the tip of the arrow. So this part in the front here is the pituitary. This is the pineal. And then is this the mammary bodies? It is, okay, because that's further back. Okay. The space, so this is the 4th ventricle. Front here, this is just the pons. Kind of hard to tell, I think, but yeah. That's the thing, I'm just learning what each picture is, and it's so hard to tell because they're all different. So this is just the pineal gland, I think, because it's in the front. And then these are the 2. No? So it is the superior colliculus. Superior, inferior. Why can't I see the pineal gland from here then? It's so hard to tell when the brain is coming down over it, which is which. But that makes sense. Thin membrane. Okay, so this was the septum. Yeah, the septum pellucidum. Septum is like divider. Deep groove at the tip of the arrow. So this is the transverse. I think this one's just the lateral fissure. Cerebral sulcus. Oh, that's a weird name. I forgot that. We haven't gone through this one yet, obviously. It's 87 terms. All right, space at the tip of the arrow. This one should be the 3rd ventricle, I think. Yeah. This one at the top, corpus callosum. Callosum. I think it might be 1, yeah. Got 22 people here still, kind of crazy. So, general portion of the brain. This is the normal part of the brain, so it's the cerebrum. This is the cerebellum, the little tiny brain-looking thing on your brain. Name the paired structures at the tip of the arrow. Doesn't look like a pair to me, but and that's where your pituitary gland should be. But paired structures at the tip of the arrow. What would be paired there? It's not just the cerebral peduncle, because that's underneath of the pituitary. Oh, it's the mammary bodies. Oh, I thought those are a little further back. So this is the peduncle then, and that's the mammary bodies. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's just learning. Learning. So on top and below is what this is, and it's the, oh no, it's not. So this is just the pineal gland at the end. Sulcus, just sulcus. Frontal lobe. And the structure at the tip of the arrow. So from here, this is the mammary bodies. This is the piriform lobes. I guess from here, this is the inferior colliculi. But no, it's the cerebral penduncle, which I guess makes sense because it sits on like where the brain actually attaches or sits in the skull. So many different views, so many angles, because it's not just learning one thing, it's learning it in like 6 different situations, and that's the problem. Okay. So this is just the medulla. Yeah. Structure. So this is the hypothalamus, so then this is just the thalamus. Yeah, so the intermediate mass of the thalamus is right here. Just the thalamus. Intermediate mass of the thalamus. This is the cerebellum. Okay, so then lobe, obviously it's just the frontal lobe. Just trying to get through this, then I can do the other one. Temporal lobe, because you know, if you're imagining your eyes right here, if you're rubbing your temple, it's on the sides there. Okay, 4 parts at the tip of the arrow. So this one is the corpora quadrumana, the one I have open right here. Okay, so this is the part I was trying to learn earlier. It is normal bio. It sucks, but it is. So olfactory bulbs with the olfactory nerve, optic nerve with the optic chiasma. Then after that, it's ocular motor, and then trochlear, and then trigeminal. So this is the trigeminal nerve, right? Yeah, trigeminal nerve, which I still need to remember. So olfactory, optic chiasma, oculomotor, trochlear, trigeminal, and then we've got the abducens in the middle with facial and then vestibulocochlear. Then we have on top the hypoglossal because it's above the vestibular, the glossopharyngeal. Then we've got the accessory in the back and vagus on the end. Yeah. We'll retake the practice in a second, but so this guy, the bottom is the fornix, right? The blue structure. Oh, you mean the blue on top of the fornix. So the fornix is this thing, and then the blue structure is the choroid plexus, which is actually right on above and below that in real life. It's not just sitting on it. So the white structure is the arbor vitae, which we already answered that. I'm not eating the second, but yes, kind of. So this one is the fornix, which was covered by the arbor vitae. The other thing. This middle part is the optic chiasma. Yeah. The space in front of here, this is the same space as earlier. So this one, if you're thinking of cerebrospinal fluid, starts here in the 4th ventricle, flows up here, gets to the 3rd ventricle. Then there's the lateral ventricle. So it goes to here, then flows to there. So this one would be the 3rd ventricle, though. Yeah. So this ridge, so this one, remember, is the corpus callosum on the outside, the fornix on the inside. And then I need to look up what the name of that thing was again. That's fornix. Not on brain images, blah, 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 blah. What was it again? We'll go back to the study mate in a second. So this is the cingulate gyrus, though, the thing around it. And then structures of the tip of the arrow. So these are the ones earlier. The pair of structures is the superior colliculi. The inferior colliculi, so then one of these is a superior colliculus, and the whole thing is the corpora quadrumana, which I guess I got rid of. Okay, cool. Now let's go to show all and go back to the very bottom where I forgot the name for the... You came into bio, so I'm trying to remember what the name for Stuff that's around the fornix that surrounds it. So the choroid plexus, that's what it was. So this is the fornix right here. And this is the corpus callosum. And then the choroid plexus is right around it. So the hippocampus is what I was trying to remember. And that surrounds the whole brain here. So this is the pineal gland. The pituitary gland is down here. The pineal gland is here. And then the hippocampus, it's so hard to see in all the different views. I think I need to be more lateral to see it. Yeah, I do. So this one might show it. This, I think, is the hippocampus that surrounds it. This outer layer, I guess, was the cerebral cortex. I forgot the name for that. The basal ganglia, I need to remember that. Yeah, see? Hippocampus. Ha, I knew it. Okay. Diencephalon, I did not remember that name. So this is the general area, and diencephalon includes hippocampus. Not hippocampus, I just said hippocampus. Hypothalamus, thalamus, and then like the third ventricle, I think, part of it. And then you can see how good my memory is. I already forgot the name of the only reason I was looking at any of this. Which was not the arbor vitae, not the pineal gland. I just need to leave it pulled up, honestly, until I remember it. I'm really bad at, like, when I look at something, just completely forgetting it. Yeah, so the septum pellucidum I do not remember, too, because that's the dividing line. I don't remember that. So I need to write these down, to be honest. The falx cerebri, I need to remember that, too, because I didn't remember that. Optic chiasma, I know that. I know that. Blah, 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 blah. Penduncle, I need to remember how to actually spot that on this. Because it looks on the inferior view, it's not bad, but here I cannot tell what that is. So yeah, the intermediate mass of the thalamus, I know that, and the choroid plexus. I need to get out a pen and paper, to be honest, and just write some of these down. But anyway, let's retake this practice test, or should I look at some of these again? Lens, cornea. I just forget the name for cornea for some reason. All right, let's try this again. It's not scored, it's just practice. Dragon Hunter 1. So many Ira traders. Oh, someone was Ira trading Dragon Hunter 1. That sucks. Okay, so anyway. Name this structure. So this is gray matter, and this is the gray horn. So it's going to be the posterior gray horn, which I guess I will actually write these in. Okay, next. This space here is, so this is like hypodermic needle space, so it's like that's not hypodermic space. What is this? All right, let's just answer it, see what the answer is again. Because I didn't know this. Subarachnoid, because it's right underneath the arachnoid layer. Because it's dura, arachnoid, pia. So subarachnoid space, I know that, and then they have it labeled as well, epidural, because it's epidural needle space. Yeah, so subarachnoid, and then epidural. Okay, ignoring those two. Let's try it again. There were just a few things which I actually did not remember. So, trying this the way they want it to be, and I guess it reorders it. So we have the central canal right in the middle. Next up, we have the layer right around the spinal cord, which is the pia mater. Then we've got the frontal one. So it's the anterior median fissure. And this one is the, not subarachnoid, but it's not hypodermis. How did I just forget that? Hypodermis. No. Transverse. How do I forget that? It's stuff like that. So epidural, yeah. Just epidural. Jesus. Hypodermis, that's not even close to the same thing. Epidural. Because it's an epidermic needle, not a hypodermic. Epidural. Because it's, yeah. Epidural. Okay. Epidural. So anterior gray horn, which I guess I'll write these in. Gray horn. Because it's the gray one. What lobe? So frontal, occipital, temporal, parietal. Parietal lobe. Next up, we have the temporal lobe. I think I'll just write temporal. I think it counts that. Anyone help with Eman? If I wasn't in the middle of this, possibly. Anterior lobe. I mean frontal. Same thing, but it's not. All right. What is the brain region? So this one was the one that I got wrong earlier, because this is the midbrain. And then this one was the one that had the fun name on here. Not the midbrain. Not the midbrain. I guess, no. They want a different answer for this, because it's near the front. And it was optic, trochlear. No, it's going to be on the very first things here. Bellum, longitudinal. Quadrigeminal, superior colliculus, pentacle. Yeah, there's a few of them that just, they don't get mentioned very often when we're learning it, and then it just seems so random compared to everything else. This has a name, like its own section. Diencephalon, that's what it was. The diencephalon is this front area. Diencephalon, which is like so different. How long I got left? Well, I have to switch my laundry and then I need to keep doing this, so I probably won't be off for a while. Okay, this is where memorization becomes problematic, because this, I remember, is actually the optic nerve, but then right below it, I don't know if this is supposed to be the pituitary gland. Or if that's actually the optic. No, it's got to be just pituitary. The new channel for the SS? For what? What is this cavity? So this is the third ventricle. Well, this isn't for a grade, so it doesn't matter if I have the answer. Arbor vitae. Oh, you mean in the Discord? No, No, I did not yet. But that confused me for a second. Sorry. All right, what am I looking at? All right, this is the tympanic, your eardrum, tympanic membrane. All right, eardrum. Then you've got 3 of your smallest bones in your body. I didn't forget, but I've just been very... What's up? Joshua? I think at least one account is Slime AFK. And he just tests shit on the other account. Yeah. I mean, I leave all the money from one account on the same account. It never switches. Anyway, so what I was saying. 3 smallest bones. Stapes, malleus, incus. I don't know why it hid your message, but... Oh, because you said shit. I think this is the vestibule. And then cochlea. Right, let's make sure, but ear vestibule. Right, yeah. I mean, if it's a word, then that's right, yeah. So, it's the vestibule. Vestibule. These are the semi-circular canals. Next up, we have the auditory. It's your escutcheon tube, so auditory tract, I think they call it. Yeah. Tube. I have no idea how to spell that. Station tube. What's the other name for it? Just auditory canal. That's the one I want to go with. Canal. The clear structure. The cornea. I was forgetting this earlier. I don't know why, but some specific basic things you just always forget. So, cornea. Outside. Thing that the light actually hits. I don't know why I answered iris earlier, because that is incorrect. Sorry. Such weird things that I forget randomly. I think it's because it's 1:45 a.m. I should probably just go to bed. Brain no working. Yep, that means I should go to bed. Because this is a basic one. It's not your iris, but it's one that everyone already knows. Eye diagram. And everyone's going to be like, wow, I knew that. How are you so dumb? The retina. Yeah, the thing light actually hits your retina. Yeah, I should go to bed. It's too late. This is your sclera, the outside layer. I'm just going to go through this one. If I know it, I know it. Clear fluid. So vitreous humor is this one, and then there's vitreous. So vitreous humor and images. So the humor's in here, and then aqueous humors. So aqueous humor is up here, aqueous humor, and vitreous humor is back here. So yeah, vitreous humor. And then, what's the structure? This thing, it's just the lens of your eye. Structure. So there's a sclera, around the sclera, but before the retina is the inside layer, which I don't actually remember, but it's a weird name. Eye diagram. In between the sclera and the other thing is like the long name. Not the magnet, I guess it doesn't show it on this one. Just choroid, that's what it was. Because you got the retina on the inside, the choroid process. On animals, this is the part, the choroid is the one that glows. So like if you see a cat's eyes glow in the dark when you shine a flashlight at it, it's that. So this is rough endoplasmic reticulum, but it's called Nissl bodies when it's in a neuron. So those are Nissl bodies. Name the structure, just this whole structure. It's a neuron. The outside is the myelin sheath, Schwann cell, and the very outside is the sarcolemma. And then this is the endoneurium. Not sure what it specifically is asking for. A structure usually would mean, and it's on this outside layer. So I'm assuming she just means the sarcolemma, but it's hard to tell on that. That's a Schwann cell. Saying structure again, but that's not a structure, it's a cell. Nucleus, woo, difficult. Okay, so these are the attachment points for the neuron into the actual muscle fiber. And they are the, oh man, I'm getting tired. No, this top synaptic end bulbs. That's what it is. So these are the synaptic end bulbs. These are the synaptic end plate, or this motor neuron plates, neuron end plate, motor end plate. Oh my gosh. So these are motor end plates, and these are synaptic end bulbs. This is the sarcolemma again on the outside of both muscle and that sarcolemma. These are myofibrils, the long ones. This is the axon in the middle of the neuron. I'm in the middle of the transporty part. Name the structure. So this is the anterior gray horn. Kind of. It's hard to tell. So in the back here, what is it pointing at? I guess it's the posterior gray commissure, because there's posterior, anterior gray commissure, and then anterior white commissure, but this one's kind of hard to see. Central canal again. So this whole thing is just the posterior white column. Yeah. These are the so this is the posterior root ganglia. This is the anterior root ganglia, and then these are just I guess I'm not sure, actually. What is the name for when they combine? Because, yeah, the posterior root, anterior root, posterior root ganglion, the anterior, yeah. So once they've combined, what is the name for that? Yeah, because then we got the anterior, posterior, anterior, central, the foramens. My question is, I guess it's not labeled in here. Okay, well, I'm going to just submit this and see what the answer is, because I want to know. Okay, so where was I? We were right here. Oh, these are just spinal nerves? That's really what you're going to give me as the answer? Wow. That's so lame. Okay, looking for questions which I have not received yet. On here, we have the posterior root, like the name for the actual, these things. So this is the, well, in here is the intervertebral foramen, vertebral foramen, intervertebral foramen, the transverse foramen. So this one you can't see from this angle. I'm taking bile, so yeah. I don't know why all of these are labeled on here. So this is the one I was looking at. So this is the visceral ramus, the anterior ramus, and then just posterior ramus. Yeah, okay. I guess that's all the name it is. Okay, let's remember the names for this stuff. Epidural space, subarachnoid space. I was forgetting those. The choroid plexus. I should make a little list of things that I don't know for tomorrow morning to study. But I'm going to go to bed now because it is 2 a.m. Thanks for sticking around, guys. It is 2 a.m. and you've been watching me study bio. Hopefully this was entertaining a little bit.